The UN projected 350,000 births for South Korea in 2023. The actual count missed that mark by over 100,000. To keep a population stable without immigration, society needs a 2.1 replacement rate. Today, countries from the US to Thailand are sliding below that threshold. Historically, nations only aged and shrank after they became wealthy. Now, developing economies are seeing populations contract before they get rich. Current data suggests the global population will start structurally declining around 2055. For local communities, that means shuttering primary schools, closing down hospitals, and managing a shrinking tax base. Demographers are realizing that their historical models were not built for this speed. The acceleration is happening faster than almost anyone predicted just a decade ago. We are navigating a global downturn that our traditional economic explanations are struggling to map. The standard demographic model links smaller families to women's education, higher housing costs, and the shift from agriculture to office work. These factors explain why families moved from 5 children down to 2. They don't explain why the rate is now collapsing to 1.0 or lower. Money alone doesn't seem to be the solution. In Nordic countries, birth rates continue to fall even as economies recovered and welfare spending tripled. Even a South Korean firm's $68,000 baby bonus failed to reverse the trend. Some researchers point to a vibe shift, a state of persistent existential insecurity driven by a 24/7 digital information deluge. Prospective parents often describe the future as too volatile for the commitment of a child. In Minneapolis, smoke-filled skies from distant wildfires offer a physical reminder of that environmental instability. While economic and psychological pressures are real, they may be symptoms of a deeper, less visible change in human behavior. Data shows that the number of children born to existing mothers is actually holding relatively steady. The primary driver of the crash is the volume of people who are no longer forming couples to begin with. The West saw a sharp downward inflection in 2007, often attributed to the financial crisis, but birth rates didn't recover when the economy did. Similar drops hit Mexico in 2012 and Senegal in 2015. Those years coincide with the local rollout of 4G networks and the mass adoption of the smartphone. In country after country, the birth rate began its most recent slide as high-speed mobile connectivity took off. This hardware changed how humans spend time together. It replaced physical hangout culture with digital media, gamified dating into a solitary task, and reduced in-person socializing for young adults by half in some regions. We are entering an era where we simply spend less time in the same room as other people. Our modern digital media environment allows for a life of frictionless isolation. We have built an economy that makes it easy to stay home and difficult to engage with the world. That isolation is now reflected in our architecture. Modern apartments are often designed to optimize solo screen time rather than communal hosting or family life. Artificial intelligence could further this trend. AI companions offer sympathy and validation without the risks or disagreements that come with real-world relationships. Policy changes like tax credits haven't been enough to move the needle. Addressing the population decline likely requires a focus on social infrastructure, rebuilding the physical spaces that encourage us to meet each other. Sustaining a population requires more than macroeconomic policy. It requires a collective willingness to leave digital solitude behind and brave the friction of real-world human connection.